of the features that we're looking at in these cores is really all about colour. So what we're seeing here are these rocks are quite grey, and that's because that's the colour they start out with. So if they've just erupted onto the seafloor, then their outsides will be nice and shiny where we have volcanic glass. So this is where the lava hits the seawater and quenches. So it doesn't have time for any crystals to grow, so it forms this shiny glass that once it starts to react with seawater goes these nice reddish brown colours. So then the inside of the rock has a little bit longer to crystallise, so it turns all these different nice colours of grey. So one of the jobs we have to do is to try and quantify how much of the rocks is still grey, and then we'll take a thin section, because these rocks are very fine grained, to see what's happening inside the rock. So even though they look grey, all of these rocks have seen some seawater, where seawater's crept along grain boundaries, and so what we're seeing in thin section is examples where parts of the rock are actually replaced by clay minerals. So although they look nice and fresh, nothing is truly fresh unless it's the shiny black glass. When those magmas are cooling and crystallizing, they have gas in them. So that's gas that's come from the magma chamber, and as those rocks cool, those gases get trapped because we've quenched the outside of the lava flow. So those gases can't escape, and so we're left with little tiny holes in the rock called vesicles. Sometimes those vesicles are a bit bigger, so if we get those gases and they have time to coalesce, they might form something a bit bigger, which we'll call a vug. And because that's open space, when we have seawater and fluids moving through these rocks, it's a perfect place for us to precipitate new minerals. So that all these white crystals here now are actually calcium carbonate that's filled into these vugs. So we know that these have grown into open porosity, so open space, because they're forming those really nice crystal shapes. And to form nice crystal shapes, we need space to grow. So we can work out quite a lot about the sort of history of the porosity by looking at the sizes and the shapes of the crystals.